Across the vast plains where golden grasses sway beneath the setting sun, a silent tension lingers in the air. Herds of antelope graze with one eye always scanning the horizon, their bodies poised for flight at the faintest hint of danger. In the distance, a pride of lions crouches low, their tawny coats blending seamlessly with the earth, every muscle coiled in anticipation. Deep within the tangled forests, shafts of sunlight pierce the dense canopy, illuminating secret trails worn by generations of creatures. Here the air is thick with the scent of damp earth and the calls of hidden animals. A troop of chimpanzees moves with calculated stealth, communicating in hushed grunts as they plot a raid on a rival group's territory, each step a careful negotiation between risk and reward. Beneath the shimmering surface of the water, another world thrives. Schools of fish dart in synchronized patterns, evading the sudden shadow of a lurking predator. In the murky depths, crocodiles lie motionless, their eyes just above the waterline, waiting for the perfect moment to strike at the unwary. This is the world of animals, a realm of breathtaking beauty and ceaseless unseen conflict. Every sunrise brings new challenges, and every shadow may conceal a threat or an opportunity. Here, battles are not waged for glory or conquest, but for survival. Each encounter is a test of instinct, where hesitation can mean the difference between life and death. Animals fight for the right to eat. Watch as a cheetah explodes from cover, its body a blur of speed, while gazelles scatter in a desperate bid for safety. The chase is a dance of strategy and stamina, where only the most alert and agile survive. For the chance to pass on their genes, creatures engage in elaborate rituals. Birds of paradise unfurl iridescent feathers, performing hypnotic dances, while stags lock antlers in thunderous clashes, each vying for the right to mate. Territory is fiercely contested. A lone wolf marks the boundaries of its domain, while a badger defends its burrow with relentless determination, every inch of ground hard-won through countless skirmishes. Every day is a gauntlet of challenges. From the relentless pursuit of predators to the unforgiving elements, animals must adapt, improvise, and endure. A young wildebeest, separated from its herd, navigates a gauntlet of crocodile-infested rivers and prowling hyenas, its survival hinging on split-second decisions. These contests, raw and powerful, ripple through the ecosystem. The outcome of a single battle can alter the balance of power, shifting the fate of entire populations. Confrontations are governed by ancient codes. Ritual displays, like the slow circling of rival elephants or the measured posturing of lizards, often resolve disputes without bloodshed, but when words fail, primal instincts take over. Each animal is armed with a unique arsenal: the pangolin's armored scales, the porcupine's quills, and the octopus's camouflage are all products of countless generations of adaptation, each trait a testament to the relentless arms race of evolution. The lion's roar echoes across the savannah, a warning and a challenge. Its jaws and claws are weapons of raw power, capable of bringing down prey many times its size. Giraffes wield their long necks like sledgehammers, swinging with astonishing force in battles for dominance, each blow a calculated risk. Even the smallest creatures are formidable. A wasp's venomous sting can paralyze prey in an instant, while ants overwhelm opponents with sheer numbers and coordinated attacks. The motivations are as varied as the creatures themselves. A hungry predator stalks its quarry with patience and precision, every movement calculated to minimize risk and maximize reward. A dominant male stands guard over his herd, ever watchful for challengers, his authority maintained through constant vigilance and the occasional show of force. A mother's courage knows no bounds. She will face down predators many times her size, using deception, aggression, or sheer willpower to protect her vulnerable young. These epic showdowns reveal the resilience and ingenuity of the animal kingdom. Injured but undeterred, survivors adapt. learning from each encounter and passing hard-won lessons to the next generation. In this world, size is not always the deciding factor. A clever fox outwits a lumbering bear, and a nimble hare escapes the jaws of a wolf with a sudden, unpredictable leap. Intelligence is a powerful weapon. Crows use tools to extract food, and dolphins coordinate complex hunting strategies, communicating with clicks and whistles beneath the waves. Watch as a pack of wolves encircles a solitary bear, their movements choreographed by instinct and experience, each member playing a vital role in the unfolding drama. Or witness the lightning-fast reflexes of a mongoose as it faces a venomous snake, every feint and dodge a testament to the razor's edge between life and death. Teamwork is often the key to survival. Wild dogs coordinate their attacks with military precision, using strategy and communication to bring down prey much larger than themselves. For the defeated, the consequences are harsh. An injured animal limps away, its wounds a stark reminder of the high stakes, while the victors claim the spoils, food, territory, or the right to breed. The winners secure precious resources, ensuring not just their own survival, but the future of their lineage. Every clash is a gamble, a story of risk and reward played out in the shadows and silence of the wild. Join us as we step into these hidden arenas, where every rustle in the grass and every ripple in the water could signal the start of another unseen war. Witness the fierce battles on the sun-scorched savannas, where lions and hyenas wage relentless campaigns for every scrap of meat. Travel to the icy shores of Antarctica, where penguins and seals engage in their own struggles for territory and survival, braving the elements and each other. We will peer into the eyes of animals preparing for confrontation, their determination and resolve etched in every glance. Marvel at the extraordinary adaptations, camouflage, mimicry, speed and strength that transform ordinary creatures into formidable warriors. Through stories of struggle and triumph, we celebrate the indomitable spirit that drives every creature to fight, adapt and thrive in a world where only the most resourceful endure. This is a tribute to the strength, intelligence and unwavering will to live that defines the animal kingdom, a world of unseen wars where every day is a battle and every victory is hard won. The African savanna stretches endlessly beneath a blazing sun, the air shimmering with heat. Here, in this vast golden expanse, the lion is both ruler and challenger, his every step a testament to the delicate balance of power that governs the wild. But the crown of the king is never secure. Every day the wind carries the scent of rivals, and every shadow could hide a challenger. The lion's eyes, sharp and wary, scan the horizon for threats and opportunities alike. Our story unfolds with two magnificent males, each a living embodiment of strength and survival. Their bodies ripple with muscle, their manes thick and wild, their eyes locked in a silent promise of battle. The first, a 5-year-old intruder known as the Robber, moves with the confidence of a seasoned fighter. His mane, dark and full, bristles in the wind, a signal to all that he is in his prime, a force to be reckoned with. The Robber's mane is not just for show. It is a shield in battle, a badge of maturity, and a warning to any who might cross his path. Drawn by the irresistible scent of a fresh kill, the Robber prowls into unfamiliar territory. Each step is measured, his nose twitching as he follows the invisible trail through the tall, whispering grass. But this land is not unclaimed. The enforcer, a 4-year-old defender, stands guard over his hard-won meal. His body is tense, every muscle coiled, his gaze fixed on the approaching threat. The air crackles with tension as the two lions circle, each reading the other's intent. Their tails flick, their ears flatten, and their eyes never waver. This is not just a fight for food. It is a battle for dominance, for pride, for the right to rule. The savanna itself seems to hold its breath. The only sounds the distant calls of birds and the low growl rumbling in each lion's chest. The Robber, larger and more experienced, makes the first move. He advances with deliberate confidence, his paws silent on the parched earth. Suddenly, he explodes into motion, a blur of golden fur and rippling muscle. His charge is both a test and a threat, designed to unnerve his rival before the real battle begins. The enforcer does not flinch. With a thunderous roar, he meets the robber head-on. Their bodies collide, sending up a cloud of dust that glows in the harsh sunlight. The sound echoes across the plains, a primal announcement of war. The robber uses his superior weight, driving the enforcer to the ground. His claws dig into the earth, pinning his opponent with raw, unyielding force. For a moment, it seems the outcome is certain. The enforcer is trapped beneath the bulk of his rival, the fight appearing one-sided. But the fire in the enforcer's eyes does not fade. Pain and fear mix with determination. He will not surrender so easily. With a sudden twist, the enforcer sinks his carnassial teeth deep into the robber's forelimb. The bite is precise, aimed to slice through muscle and tendon, a desperate, calculated move. Agonizing pain shoots through the robber's leg, his face contorted in a grimace. But pain is a familiar companion in the life of a lion, and it only sharpens his resolve. With a roar of fury, the robber retaliates. His claws rake through the dust, his body twisting with brutal precision as he launches a counterattack. Ignoring the pain in his limb, he targets the enforcer's most vulnerable spot, his head. His jaws snap open, teeth gleaming in the sunlight. With a powerful, bone-crushing bite, the robber's canines pierce the enforcer's lower lip. Blood wells instantly, the pain excruciating and immediate. The enforcer's face twists in agony, his body recoiling from the shock. The world narrows to a single blinding point of pain. He roars, the sound raw and desperate, echoing across the plains. The fight drains from his limbs, his strength ebbing away with every heartbeat. Overwhelmed by pain and shock, the enforcer collapses, his body trembling with exhaustion and defeat. He lowers his head, acknowledging the superior strength and cunning of his rival. In the wild, survival often means knowing when to yield. The robber stands over his fallen foe, his victory clear. The duel is over, the outcome decided by strength, strategy, and sheer will. Defeated and wounded, the enforcer rises unsteadily. Each step is a reminder of the price of failure, but also of the resilience that defines his kind. He limps away, leaving behind his meal, his territory, and the echoes of battle. The savannah swallows his retreat, the tall grass hiding his pain. The robber, chest heaving, stands tall over the carcass. His victory is not just a meal, it is a message, a warning to all who might challenge him. He roars, the sound rolling across the plains, a declaration of dominance and triumph. As he feasts, he remains alert, scanning the horizon for any sign of new challengers. In the world of lions, victory is always temporary, and the next battle is never far away. The enforcer, battered and alone, finds shelter in the tall grass. He licks his wounds, his mind replaying the brutal encounter. Each scar is a lesson, each defeat a step toward future strength. As the sun sets, he disappears into the golden haze, battered but alive. The savannah is unforgiving, but it is also a place of endless second chances. Now, survival means finding food, avoiding further conflict, and waiting for the day when he might rise again to challenge for the throne. In the world of lions, every duel is a story of courage, strategy, and the relentless will to survive. In the golden light of the African savanna, where the acacia trees stretch their thorny branches toward a cloudless sky, the giraffe moves with a quiet majesty. Towering above the grasslands, it is the tallest mammal on earth, a gentle giant, seemingly at peace with its world. Yet beneath this tranquil exterior, a fierce and ancient rivalry simmers. When the time comes to win the right to mate, male giraffes transform from serene browsers into formidable warriors, engaging in one of the most dramatic and dangerous contests in the animal kingdom. In this arena, we meet two contenders, a 10-year-old, battle-scarred veteran, his hide marked by the scars of countless duels, and a younger, ambitious challenger, the greenhorn, whose muscles ripple with youthful vigor. The veteran's goal is clear: to claim a herd of females grazing nearby, their presence the ultimate prize. But the greenhorn, driven by instinct and the promise of legacy, stands defiantly in his path. The veteran possesses a secret weapon. Years of accumulated calcium have thickened his skull and ossicones, transforming his head into a living mace, a tool honed by time and survival. The two giants approach, their long necks swaying in slow, deliberate arcs, each movement a silent challenge. The air vibrates with anticipation, the tension palpable even among the watching herd. This is necking, a battle unique to giraffes. With astonishing grace and power, they swing their necks like massive pendulums, each blow a test of strength, endurance, and will. The combatants aim to land crushing strikes with their heads, targeting the opponent's body, ribs, and flanks. Each swing is calculated, a blend of brute force and precise timing. The ossicones, those bony, horn-like protrusions, act as the heads of war clubs, amplifying the impact of every blow. The sound of bone meeting bone echoes across the savannah. The veteran's 6-foot neck becomes a weapon, launching his heavy skull at speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour. The force of impact can reach over 850 pounds, enough to shatter bone or end a contest in a single strike. Each collision sends dust swirling into the air, the sheer violence of the encounter a stark contrast to the peaceful landscape. One miscalculation could mean a broken jaw, a shattered rib, or worse. The rivals circle, muscles tensed, eyes locked. The herd watches in silence, the outcome of this duel determining the future of their group. The battle erupts in a flurry of motion, necks swinging, heads colliding, dust rising with every thunderous blow. The rhythm of the fight is hypnotic, a brutal ballet of dominance. The greenhorn, quick and agile, dodges the veteran's attacks and counters with sharp, energetic swings of his own. His youth is his greatest asset, fueling his determination. But the veteran is unyielding. His thick hide absorbs the punishment, his experience guiding him to conserve energy and bide his time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. He studies his rival's every move, reading the subtle shifts in posture, the flicker of intent in the greenhorn's eyes. Years of battle have taught him patience and precision. The clash of heads and necks reverberates through the woodland, a primal drumbeat that signals the struggle for supremacy. Each strike is both a challenge and a warning. For long moments they are evenly matched, a whirlwind of legs, necks, and raw determination. The savannah holds its breath as the outcome hangs in the balance. Then, in a flash, the veteran spots an opening, a fleeting vulnerability in his opponent's defense. The greenhorn, in his eagerness, swings too wide, exposing his soft underbelly to the veteran's waiting strike. With a surge of power, the veteran unleashes a devastating blow, his heavy skull slamming into the greenhorn's side. The impact is thunderous, the result immediate. The greenhorn staggers, breathless and battered, the pain radiating through his body. His spirit falters, the realization of defeat settling in. With heavy steps, he turns away, leaving the herd and the future to the triumphant veteran who stands tall among the females, his dominance unquestioned. In the world of giraffes, it is not just size or strength, but experience, patience, and the weight of a warrior's head that decide the victor. The savannah returns to calm, the legacy of the old warrior secure for another season beneath the endless African sky. The Mara River in Kenya winds through the heart of the savannah, its muddy waters a shimmering ribbon of life in a parched landscape. Here the air is thick with the scent of wet earth, and the low, rumbling bellows of hippos echo across the banks. In the dry season, the river shrinks, its pools receding and concentrating the wildlife into ever tighter quarters. Dozens of hippos, their massive bodies slick with mud, jostle for space in the dwindling water. The surface churns with their movements. Grunts, snorts, and the occasional splash punctuate the tense atmosphere. Each hippo is keenly aware of its neighbors, and the pressure of proximity stirs a volatile energy beneath the surface. Despite their placid appearance, these river giants are brimming with barely contained fury. Their eyes, set high on their heads, scan the crowd for any sign of disrespect or intrusion. Territorial boundaries are invisible but fiercely enforced, and a single misstep can ignite a storm of violence. In the heart of this chaos, a colossal male reigns supreme. Known as the boss, he towers above the others, his scarred hide a testament to countless battles fought and won. Around him, smaller hippos keep their distance, wary of his unpredictable temper. The boss's domain is sacred. Any hippo that dares to encroach upon his personal space is met with a swift and brutal response. His authority is absolute, enforced by sheer size and a willingness to unleash his rage at a moment's notice. But today, a young and reckless male, the gatecrasher, edges closer, emboldened by desperation and youthful arrogance. He seeks a better position in the crowded pool, unaware of the peril he is courting. The two hippos lock eyes, tension crackling in the humid air. The gatecrasher's challenge is silent but unmistakable, a direct affront to the boss's rule. In an instant, the boss surges forward, his massive bulk sending waves rippling across the pool. There is no warning, no hesitation, only raw, explosive aggression. Water erupts as the two collide, jaws gaping wide, each displaying a terrifying arsenal of teeth. The boss's attack is overwhelming, a display of dominance that leaves no doubt about who rules this patch of river. The boss opens his mouth to its full, cavernous extent, revealing tusks as long as a man's arm, gleaming, lethal, and honed to perfection. These lower canines, nearly 2 feet in length, are self-sharpening. Grinding against each other with every bite, they become razor-sharp weapons, capable of inflicting devastating wounds. With a thunderous lunge, the boss's tusks slash across the gatecrasher's mouth, drawing blood and sending a shockwave of pain through the young intruder. The gatecrasher reels back, eyes wide with terror, the water around him stained with crimson. The speed and ferocity of the attack leave him stunned, his bravado shattered. Bleeding and desperate, he tries to escape, but the crowded pod offers no refuge. Every direction is blocked by hulking bodies and snapping jaws. As he scrambles through the mass of hippos, another enraged giant lunges from the side, jaws clamping down with bone-crushing force. The young intruder is flipped onto his back, his vulnerable underbelly exposed to the merciless crowd. In this position, he is utterly defenseless. A single bite could end his life in an instant. The hippo's bite is legendary, capable of shattering bone and crushing a bowling ball with thousands of pounds of pressure. Few animals can match this raw power. The jaws hover dangerously close to the gatecrasher's exposed belly, the threat of death hanging heavy in the air. For a heart-stopping moment, the young hippo's fate seems sealed, his wide, fearful eyes darting as the circle of aggression tightens. He is surrounded on all sides, the collective rage of the pod focused entirely on him. But, in a desperate bid for survival, the gatecrasher summons every ounce of strength and agility. With a sudden, explosive twist, he spins a full 360 degrees, narrowly evading the snapping jaws that would have ended his life. Water flies as he rights himself, propelling his battered body away from the deadly circle. His escape is nothing short of miraculous. Wasting no time, he flees the scene, his wounds a painful reminder of the price of defiance. Humiliated and bloodied, the gatecrasher slinks from the pool, casting a fearful glance back at the pod. He has learned a harsh lesson. In the world of hippos, respect for the dominant male is a matter of life and death. The boss stands triumphant, his authority unchallenged. Around him, the pod settles into uneasy calm, each hippo reminded of the brutal consequences of territorial rage. In the Mara River, survival belongs to the strong, and mercy is a luxury no hippo can afford. In the heart of the savannah, where the golden grass sways beneath a relentless sun, the largest land animals on earth prepare for a contest that will shake the very ground. Here, dominance is not simply inherited, it must be earned, and the price is steep. Male elephants, known as bulls, are usually gentle giants, moving with a slow, deliberate grace. But once a year a transformation overtakes them. Their bodies surge with testosterone, and they enter a state called Musth, a time when their minds and bodies are consumed by a single purpose: to prove their supremacy. In Musth, the bulls become unpredictable, their tempers flaring at the slightest provocation. Their temporal glands swell and ooze a pungent, oily secretion, streaking their faces and marking them as warriors ready for battle. The air around them seems to vibrate with their aggression. Today, two titans meet. One, a 35-year-old veteran, his hide scarred from past battles, his eyes filled with the wisdom of years. The other, a 33-year-old challenger, younger but no less formidable, his muscles rippling with the promise of youth. Both bulls are deep in Musth, their temporal glands streaming, their bodies radiating heat and power. Their every movement is charged with tension, each step a declaration of intent. Nearby, a herd of females stands in a loose circle, their trunks gently brushing the calves at their sides. They watch the unfolding drama with calm, ancient eyes, knowing that the outcome will shape the future of their family. The air is thick with dust and anticipation. The two bulls face each other, their massive forms casting long shadows across the plain. Every muscle is coiled, every nerve on edge. With a sudden, thunderous trumpet, they flare their ears wide, making themselves appear even larger. Their trunks rise, tasting the air, sending a challenge that echoes for miles. The ground itself seems to hold its breath. Then, with a force that defies belief, both bulls charge. Their feet pound the earth, sending up clouds of dust, each step a testament to their raw power and determination. They meet in a collision of titans, their tusks locking in a violent embrace. The sound is like thunder, a clash of ancient ivory that reverberates across the savannah. Dust explodes around them as they push and wrestle, each bull straining every muscle, their trumpets and bellows filling the air with the music of battle. The ground trembles beneath their weight, sending vibrations through the earth that even the distant herd can feel. The calves huddle closer to their mothers, sensing the storm of power unleashed nearby. The younger bull, quick and agile, uses his trunk as a living shield, parrying the older bull's tusks, deflecting blows with astonishing dexterity. His eyes burn with the fire of ambition. The veteran, undeterred, leans into the fight, his massive frame and years of experience giving him an edge. He knows every trick, every feint, every subtle shift in weight that can turn the tide. Suddenly, a sharp crack splits the air. A tusk splinters under the relentless pressure. The older bull's weapon is damaged but not broken. He roars in pain and fury, refusing to yield. Blood streaks his face, but he fights on, his spirit unbroken. The younger bull senses weakness and presses his attack, relentless and powerful, his trumpets ringing with the promise of victory. The challenger matches every move, refusing to back down. The two bulls are locked in a contest of equals, neither willing to surrender. Minutes stretch into eternity as the struggle continues. Sweat and dust mingle on their hides, their breath coming in great heaving gasps. The herd watches in silence, the outcome uncertain. Slowly, the balance shifts. The younger bull, fueled by the energy of youth, begins to overpower his rival. The older bull's movements grow sluggish, his strength waning. The younger bull surges forward, pushing the veteran back step by step. The older bull's breaths are ragged, his body battered by the relentless assault. With every shove, the older bull loses ground. His eyes, once fierce, now show the weight of exhaustion and pain. The challenger senses victory. He presses his advantage, shoving with all his might, trumpeting his dominance for all to hear. At last the veteran bull breaks. He turns and flees, his pride wounded but his life spared. The herd rumbles softly, acknowledging the new order. The younger bull stands tall, his body heaving, his eyes shining with triumph. He has proven himself in the most ancient of contests. Victorious, he approaches the herd. The females part to let him through, recognizing his strength and right to lead. In the fading light, the young bull stands over the plain, the defeated veteran in the distance. The savannah is quiet once more, but the echoes of their battle linger, a reminder that in the world of elephants, the struggle for dominance shapes not just the fate of individuals, but the destiny of the entire herd. As the golden sun dips below the horizon, the African savanna transforms into a vast, shadowy arena. Here, beneath the endless sky, two of Africa's most formidable predators, lions and spotted hyenas, are locked in a rivalry as old as time itself. Their conflict is not just a battle for food, but a contest of wits, strength and survival. Lions, with their muscular frames and regal manes, are the undisputed kings of the savannah. Yet their power is matched by the cunning and relentless spirit of the hyena. While a lion's roar can silence the plains, the eerie whoops and cackles of a hyena clan signal a different kind of dominance, one built on intelligence, cooperation and sheer numbers. On this particular evening, three young lionesses, emboldened by hunger and inexperience, spot a freshly killed buffalo surrounded by a large hyena clan. Driven by instinct, they launch a daring raid, scattering the hyenas and seizing the prize. The air crackles with tension as the lions drag the carcass away, their eyes darting, muscles taut, every sense alert for retaliation. This act is both bold and reckless. The lionesses, though powerful, are outnumbered and lack the experience of a seasoned pride. The hyenas, meanwhile, are not easily intimidated. Their eyes gleam with intelligence, and their bodies move with a restless energy, circling the intruders with growing agitation. At the heart of the hyena clan stands a formidable matriarch. Her presence commands respect. Her every movement is watched and mirrored by the clan. She is the architect of their strategies, the keeper of their traditions. And tonight she is determined to reclaim what is hers. With a series of haunting whoops and yelps, the matriarch rallies her clan. The calls echo across the grasslands, summoning distant members. Hyenas gather from all directions, their numbers swelling, their resolve hardening. Each call is a signal, a coded message that unites the clan in purpose. Suddenly, the matriarch surges forward, her clan following in a coordinated wave. The attack is swift and calculated, a testament to the hyena's remarkable social intelligence. They do not charge blindly. Instead, they move as one, each member playing a role in the unfolding drama. The hyenas fan out, flanking the lionesses from all sides. Their teamwork is flawless. Each hyena knows when to advance, when to feint, when to retreat. Their strategy is simple but devastating: divide and conquer. The air fills with the sound of snapping jaws and guttural growls. The lionesses, surrounded and outmaneuvered, lash out with powerful swipes, but the hyenas are relentless. They dart in and out, nipping at legs and flanks, their laughter rising in a chilling chorus. The hyenas' tactics are merciless. They isolate each lioness, cutting them off from one another. The lions, so formidable as a unit, are now vulnerable and exposed. With precision, the hyenas target the lioness's legs and hindquarters, exploiting every weakness. Their jaws, among the strongest in the animal kingdom, can crush bone with ease, a deadly advantage in close combat. A single bite from a hyena can shatter the thickest bones, a reminder of their evolutionary prowess as both hunters and scavengers. The young lionesses, their confidence now replaced by fear, are quickly overwhelmed. Their inexperience is evident. They lack the discipline and coordination of a mature pride, and the hyenas exploit every mistake. The relentless pressure from the hyena clan is too much. The lionesses, battered and exhausted, begin to retreat, their pride wounded as much as their bodies. One by one, the lionesses are forced to give ground, their powerful frames shrinking before the onslaught of the hyena horde. The hyenas press their advantage, a swirling mass of aggression and coordination. The lions have no chance to regroup, no moment to catch their breath. Sensing defeat, two of the lionesses break away in a desperate bid for safety. Their Their muscles coil and release as they sprint for their lives, the hyenas hot on their heels. Salvation comes in the form of a sturdy acacia tree. The lionesses scramble up the trunk, their claws digging deep into the bark. Below, the hyenas leap and snap, but the lions are just out of reach, their chests heaving as they cling to safety. The third sister, cut off and alone, flees across the open plains. The hyenas give chase, their stamina and persistence turning the pursuit into a test of endurance and willpower. The lions' gamble has failed. Their attempt at an easy meal has ended in defeat and humiliation, a harsh lesson delivered by the savannah's most underestimated hunters. With the lions scattered, the hyena clan surges back to the carcass. Their victory is complete. They feast together, their cooperation and discipline rewarded with a hard-earned meal. The hyena's feeding is a display of social order. Each member waits its turn, the matriarch feeding first, her authority unchallenged. Their unity is their strength, their bond forged in the fires of countless battles. The matriarch, her muzzle stained with blood, stands as a symbol of leadership and survival. Her clan's loyalty is absolute, their respect hard-earned. From a distance, the young lionesses watch, their eyes filled with a mix of hunger, frustration, and awe. They have witnessed the power of unity, the importance of strategy, and the unforgiving nature of the wild. Humbled and hungry, the lionesses slink away into the gathering darkness. Tonight, the savannah belongs to the hyenas, but the story is far from over. The eternal war between lions and hyenas will continue, each encounter shaping the next generation. On these endless plains, only the cleverest, strongest, and most united will survive. When we think of epic battles, our minds often conjure images of massive predators stalking the golden savannah. But the most intense struggles for survival and love can unfold in the most unexpected places. On the windswept, sun-baked shores of southern Africa, where the air is thick with the cries of thousands of penguins. Here, among the shifting dunes and jagged rocks, African penguins gather in dense colonies. The sand is hot beneath their webbed feet, and the relentless sun beats down, making every day a test of endurance. In this harsh environment, every interaction is charged with urgency. Food is scarce, predators lurk offshore, and the competition for mates is fierce. Our story begins with a determined male, his feathers dusted with sand, who has spotted a potential mate. He approaches her with a mixture of hope and caution, aware that every move is being watched by rivals and potential threats. The courtship is a delicate ritual, a series of bows, calls, and synchronized movements. Each gesture is a signal, a promise of strength and protection in a world where only the most resilient survive. Suddenly, the fragile peace is shattered. Another male, eyes glinting with determination, strides into the scene. He is a challenger, a love pest, and he is not here to make friends. The two males lock eyes, their bodies tense. Around them, the colony seems to hold its breath. This is not a simple disagreement. This is a battle for survival, for the right to pass on their genes in a world where every advantage counts. With a sudden burst of energy, the rivals collide. Beaks snap and flippers lash out, sending sand and feathers flying. The fight is raw and primal, echoing the ancient struggles that have shaped these animals for millennia. They tumble down the dune, locked in a chaotic dance of aggression. The air is filled with the sound of flapping wings and guttural cries, a reminder that beneath their tuxedoed appearance, penguins are fierce survivors. On land, penguins may seem awkward, but their bodies are built for battle. Their beaks are sharp and hooked, capable of tearing through tough skin and delivering painful wounds. These beaks, perfect for catching slippery fish, become weapons in the heat of conflict, tools for survival in a world where only the strongest prevail. Their flippers, so graceful in the water, are stiff and muscular. In battle, they become clubs, capable of delivering blows with astonishing speed and force. Each strike lands with a resounding thwack, as the rivals exchange blows at a dizzying pace, sometimes as fast as every fifth of a second. This is no mere squabble. It is a duel of endurance and willpower, a test of who can withstand the pain and keep fighting. The sand is soon littered with feathers, and the combatants are bloodied, their faces marked by the violence of the encounter. Beaks peck and tear, flippers slap with relentless force, and neither male is willing to surrender. Feathers fill the air, and blood stains the sand. The struggle is brutal, but it is also a testament to the resilience of these remarkable birds. They grapple and shove, each trying to overpower the other, their bodies straining with effort. Around them, other penguins watch, learning, waiting for their own chance to prove themselves. The original suitor fights not just for love, but for the right to survive and thrive in this unforgiving landscape. The challenger, driven by instinct, refuses to back down. They are evenly matched, their determination unyielding. Each is a product of generations of survivors, shaped by the relentless demands of their environment. For these penguins, the outcome of this battle will determine not just their own fate, but the future of their bloodline. The breeding season is short, and every opportunity must be seized. Instinct drives them onward, a primal force that compels them to fight, to endure, and to overcome. Throughout the ordeal, the female watches intently. Her choice will shape the destiny of the victor, and she is searching for signs of strength, courage, and resilience. She weighs every move, every blow, every sign of weakness or resolve. In this world, only the most capable can offer her and her future chicks a chance at survival. At last, the battle ends. The original suitor, battered but unbroken, stands victorious. The female steps forward, choosing him as her mate. She nuzzles him gently, a gesture of acceptance and trust. His willingness to fight for her has proven his worth in the harshest of arenas. The colony slowly returns to normal, the echoes of battle fading into the background hum of daily survival. The defeated challenger, bruised and weary, limps away. He will try again, for in this world, persistence is as vital as strength. The victor, though battered, stands tall beside his mate. His courage and tenacity have earned him a place in the next generation. In the unforgiving world of the African penguin, every day is a battle. But for those who endure, the reward is survival, legacy, and the promise of new life on the wild, sunlit shores. Deep within the tangled undergrowth of the insect world, a silent war rages. Here, every blade of grass is a towering tree, every droplet of dew a shimmering lake, and every shadow a potential ambush. This is a realm where survival depends on razor-sharp senses, lightning reflexes, and deadly precision. In this miniature wilderness, battles erupt with a ferocity that rivals the greatest predators of the savannah. Each encounter is a test of strategy, strength, and adaptation, played out on a stage measured in centimeters. Tonight, two of the most formidable insect gladiators prepare to clash, the Japanese giant Hornet and the giant Asian Mantis. Both are apex predators in their own right, each armed with unique weapons honed by evolution. The Japanese giant Hornet, a titan among insects, boasts a body armored in chitin, powerful mandibles capable of slicing through flesh, and a venomous stinger that delivers a paralyzing cocktail. Its compound eyes scan the world in mosaic, detecting the faintest movement. Driven by the hunger of her colony, the hornet stalks the forest floor, antennae twitching, searching for the protein-rich prey her larvae demand. She is relentless, her every movement calculated and purposeful. Lurking nearby, the giant Asian Mantis waits in perfect stillness. Its body, a living sculpture of green, blends seamlessly with the leaves. Spined forelegs folded like a prayer are primed to snap shut with the force of a steel trap. Its triangular head pivots, unblinking eyes tracking the hornet's every move. The air is thick with tension as these two titans cross paths atop a broad leaf. Each senses the other's presence. A silent calculation of risk and reward begins. The mantis, master of camouflage, remains motionless, its body swaying gently with the breeze to mimic the foliage. Its compound eyes, capable of detecting the slightest flicker, lock onto the hornet. In a flash, the mantis strikes, its forelegs shoot out, spines ready to impale and hold. The attack is a blur, almost too fast for the eye to follow, a testament to the mantis's predatory prowess. The hornet is caught in a vice of spiny limbs, its thorax compressed in a powerful headlock. The mantis's grip is unyielding, designed to immobilize even the most desperate prey. For a heartbeat, it seems the ambush has succeeded. The mantis's strategy, stealth, speed, and overwhelming force, has worked countless times before. But the hornet is no ordinary victim. Its exoskeleton is thick, its muscles coiled with power. It thrashes, refusing to yield, every movement a testament to its will to survive. The hornet twists, its mandibles snapping, searching for a weakness in the mantis's armored grip. It bites, aiming for the vulnerable joints between the mantis's segments. The struggle becomes a blur of motion, legs flailing, wings buzzing, jaws clashing. Each insect deploys its arsenal in a desperate bid for dominance. With a sudden surge, the hornet clamps down on the mantis's foreleg. The pain forces the mantis to loosen its grip, just for an instant. Seizing the opportunity, the hornet wriggles free, its wings beating furiously as it escapes the deadly embrace. Now the tables have turned, the hornet, wounded but undeterred, prepares to unleash its own lethal strategy. It circles the mantis, wings vibrating with menace. The hornet's stinger, a barbed needle loaded with venom, glistens in the filtered sunlight. The mantis lashes out, its spined legs slicing through the air, but the hornet is agile, darting just out of reach, probing for an opening. With calculated precision, the hornet maneuvers behind the mantis, exploiting a blind spot in its field of vision. The micro-landscape, twigs, leaves and shadows, becomes a tactical battlefield. In a final, explosive burst, the hornet lunges, driving its stinger deep into the mantis's abdomen. The venom surges through the mantis's body, a chemical weapon designed to paralyze and subdue. The neurotoxins act swiftly, shutting down the mantis's nervous system, rendering it helpless in seconds. The mantis's limbs stiffen, its once vivid eyes glazing over as paralysis takes hold. The battle, so fierce and frantic, ends in eerie stillness. The mantis lies motionless, a silent casualty of the hornet's chemical arsenal. The jungle quiets, the only sound the distant hum of wings. Victorious, the hornet stands over its fallen foe, a testament to the brutal efficiency of its strategy and anatomy. With methodical precision, the hornet begins to dismember the mantis, slicing off pieces of flesh to carry back to its nest. Each morsel is vital nourishment for the next generation of hunters. In this hidden arena, beneath the canopy of leaves and shadows, the hornet reigns supreme, a true champion of the insect world, forged by the relentless struggle for survival. From the mightiest elephant lumbering across the golden savanna to the tiniest insect weaving its way through a dew-kissed leaf, every creature is locked in a never-ending contest for survival. The wild is a stage where every day brings new conflict. Predators and prey locked in a silent, tense standoff. Lions dueling for pride and territory, their roars echoing across the plains. Giraffes swing their powerful necks in thunderous combat for the right to mate, while hippos erupt in explosive battles over precious river space, their massive jaws snapping through the water. In the shadows, hyena clans demonstrate cunning teamwork, overwhelming even the mighty lions, snatching victory through numbers and relentless cooperation. On icy shores, penguins defend their rocky territories with surprising fury, their confrontations sometimes lasting for hours, a testament to their determination. Some battles are over in a flash, a predator's chase, a sudden clash. Yet behind every conflict, there is no malice, only instinct and necessity. These struggles are woven into the very fabric of the natural order, driving evolution and adaptation in every corner of the wild. Each contest is a crucible, testing strength, speed, and intelligence, pushing animals to their absolute limits. The cheetah's explosive sprint, the monkey's clever problem-solving, the razor-sharp claws, crushing jaws, and battering horns. Each is a masterpiece of natural engineering honed by countless generations. The hippo's gaping maw, the hornet's venomous sting, the giraffe's battering ram head, each weapon is wielded with precision in the endless contest for dominance. But brute force is only part of the story. Elephants shield themselves with their trunks, wolves circle and flank their prey with military precision, and even the youngest lion pride learns that strategy and cooperation can mean the difference between feast and famine. Young hunters stumble and fail, but with every attempt they learn the power of unity, the importance of timing, the lessons of defeat. Victory is never guaranteed. Power, skill, and sometimes a stroke of luck decide who will eat, who will escape, and who will fall. For the victor, the spoils are great: a meal to stave off hunger, a mate to ensure the next generation, a territory to call home. The strongest pass on their genes, nurturing the next generation beneath watchful eyes, ensuring that the cycle of life continues unbroken. For the defeated, the cost is high: injury, exile, hunger, or even death. Yet even in loss, there is learning, and sometimes a second chance. Young challengers watch, practice, and remember. Today's loss may become tomorrow's victory as the cycle of challenge and response shapes every life. This endless dance of competition and adaptation keeps animal populations healthy, ecosystems balanced, and the wild world vibrant with life. Every epic showdown, every breathtaking chase is a reminder of the raw, untamed beauty of nature and the astonishing diversity of life it holds. From the icy tundra to the dense rainforest, animals wield unique adaptations, camouflage, speed, armor, and wit to survive in the harshest environments. Though these battles may seem brutal, they are the heartbeat of the wild, ensuring that only the fittest survive and that the balance of nature endures. Across endless plains and dense forests, through rivers and mountains, the journey never ends. Every day, animals fight for food, for dominance, for the right to exist. Yet, in this world of constant struggle, there is also breathtaking courage, unwavering determination, and an unbreakable will to live. The endless battle for survival is the story of life itself, raw, relentless, and magnificent. Beneath the glassy surfaces of Africa's rivers and lakes, an ancient predator waits in perfect stillness. The crocodile, nature's ultimate ambush hunter, has honed its deadly craft for over 200 million years, unchanged by the passing of ages. With only its eyes and nostrils breaking the surface, the crocodile becomes nearly invisible, blending seamlessly with drifting logs and rippling reflections. In these murky waters, patience is a weapon. Hours, sometimes days, are spent motionless, as herds of wildebeest and zebras approach the banks to drink, unaware of the danger lurking just beneath. A slow, calculated flick of the tail, a subtle ripple. These are the only warnings before the attack. When the moment comes, it is explosive. In a blur of muscle and power, the crocodile erupts from the water, jaws gaping wide, lined with conical teeth designed to grip and hold. The element of surprise is everything. Prey is snatched in a split second, legs, snouts, and necks caught in a vice-like grip. A desperate struggle follows. The crocodile's immense strength drags its victim beneath the surface, where water becomes an ally. Here, prey is quickly overpowered, unable to breathe, as the crocodile executes its infamous death roll, a violent spinning maneuver that disorients and drowns. But crocodiles are opportunistic. Fish, birds, antelope, and even other reptiles fall prey to their ambushes. Clusters of hatchlings and unwary animals crossing the water stand little chance against a predator so attuned to movement and vibration. The aquatic environment is both hunting ground and fortress. Dense reeds, muddy banks, and submerged roots offer perfect cover. The crocodile's armored skin protects it from rivals and allows it to glide through dense vegetation without a sound. Even in the dry season, when waters recede and prey becomes scarce, crocodiles burrow into the mud, conserving energy, waiting for rains to return and the cycle to begin anew. Above the surface, the world is vibrant and bustling. Below it is a silent realm of patience and predation, a kingdom ruled by stealth and sudden violence. The crocodile's ambush is a masterclass in timing, technique, and the ruthless efficiency of nature. Here, in the shadowy depths, the rules are simple: wait, strike, survive. In the frosted forests and open tundras of the northern hemisphere, a different kind of battle unfolds, a test not of brute strength but of unity and intelligence. Here the wolf pack reigns as a symbol of teamwork, their survival dependent on the art of cooperation. A hunt begins long before the first chase. Wolves gather beneath the pale moon, silent but alert, their golden eyes flickering with anticipation. Communication is subtle, ears flicking, tails shifting, bodies weaving through the underbrush. A low whine, a brief nuzzle, the faintest twitch of a muzzle, each gesture carries meaning, relaying strategy without a single sound. As the pack moves, their formation shifts like a living organism. Scouts peel off to the flanks, noses low, searching for the faintest scent of elk or deer. The lead wolf, often the most experienced, signals with a glance or a quiet huff, directing the group toward their target. Every step is measured, every movement precise. When prey is spotted, the wolves fan out, encircling slowly, using the landscape to their advantage: thickets, snowdrifts, fallen logs. They press forward, herding the herd, testing for weakness. The old, the sick, the young, these are the targets. But their quarry is vigilant, and even the slightest misstep can send the prey scattering. The chase is a blur of snow and fur. Wolves coordinate seamlessly, cutting off escape routes, driving their quarry into exhaustion. They take turns at the front, allowing fresher pack members to close in while others fall back to recover. It's a relay of endurance, built on trust and shared purpose. Yet, the hunt is never guaranteed. Prey can turn, fighting back with flailing hooves or antlers. Deep snow, shifting winds, or a moment's hesitation can mean failure, and a night without food. Hunger sharpens their resolve, but it is their bond that carries them through. When the moment of opportunity arrives, the pack converges in a final synchronized burst. Jaws snap, bodies collide, and together they bring down their prize. The kill is shared, hierarchy respected, each wolf taking its turn according to rank and role. In the aftermath, the pack rests together, bellies full, muzzles red, the air alive with gentle growls and contented sighs. Their success is a testament not to the strength of one, but to the power of many, bound by instinct, loyalty, and the unbreakable ties of the wild. In the world of wolves, survival is not a solo endeavor. It is a symphony of communication, coordination, and courage. A nightly lesson in the art of the hunt. On the golden plains of the savannah, a different kind of duel plays out, a contest of speed, agility, and razor-sharp instincts. Here, the cheetah and the gazelle are locked in an eternal race, where a split-second decision can mean the difference between life and death. The sun blazes overhead as a lone cheetah crouches low in the tall grass, every muscle coiled with anticipation. Her amber eyes fixate on a distant herd of gazelles, each one alert, their delicate ears twitching at the slightest sound. The savannah is wide and open, offering little cover, and both predator and prey know that the chase is a game of fractions. A single heartbeat can tip the balance. Suddenly, a young gazelle strays just a little farther from the safety of the group. The cheetah's breathing slows, her tail flicks, and then she explodes from her hiding spot. The ground blurs beneath her as she accelerates with impossible speed, her spine flexing like a spring, paws barely touching the earth. Within seconds she reaches 60 miles per hour, the fastest land animal on the planet. But the gazelle is no easy target. Sensing danger, it bolts in a zigzag pattern, twisting and turning with astonishing agility. Its slender legs and lightweight frame allow it to change direction in an instant, leaping and veering to throw off its pursuer. The cheetah mirrors every move, banking left then right, her claws unsheathing to grip the ground as she corners. dust swirls in their wake. For both, the chase is a test of limits. The cheetah's power is fleeting. Her body overheats in less than a minute, and every stride pushes her closer to exhaustion. The gazelle, built for endurance, relies on sharp reflexes and unpredictability, aiming to outlast her attacker. The two weave through the grass, predator and prey, locked in a desperate ballet. The gazelle leaps high, twisting mid-air, and the cheetah lunges, stretching her body to its absolute limit. Sometimes the chase ends in a sudden, explosive tackle, a blur of spots, hooves, and dust. Other times the gazelle's gamble pays off, and the cheetah, panting and spent, must watch her meal bound away into the shimmering heat. In this endless contest there are no guarantees, only the raw, electrifying struggle for survival. Every chase shapes the next, predator and prey forever refining their strategies. On the savannah, speed is life, agility is hope, and the race is never truly over. In the remote islands of Indonesia, the land breathes with an ancient stillness. Here, beneath the twisted branches of sun-baked trees and among the shadowy underbrush, a living relic prowls, the Komodo dragon. These formidable reptiles, the largest lizards on Earth, move with deliberate, almost prehistoric grace across the parched forest floor and open savannas of their volcanic homeland. The air shimmers with heat as a Komodo dragon emerges from the brush, its mottled scales blending seamlessly with the earth and fallen leaves. With a flick of its long, forked tongue, it samples invisible scents carried on the wind, an olfactory map of the landscape, revealing every living creature nearby. Patient and methodical, the dragon begins its hunt. Deer graze in the dappled light, unaware of the danger lurking just out of sight. The Komodo dragon lowers its body, pressing close to the ground, each step measured and silent. Unlike the explosive speed of the savannah's cheetah, the Komodo relies on patience, stealth, and the element of surprise. Sometimes it can take hours for the dragon to creep within striking distance of its prey. With a sudden burst of power, the dragon lunges forward, jaws agape. Its teeth, curved and serrated, sink deep into flesh, delivering not just a powerful bite, but a deadly cocktail of bacteria and venom. The prey, often a deer or wild boar, bolts in panic, wounded but not immediately overcome. The Komodo dragon does not chase with speed. Instead, it follows with chilling persistence, its tongue reading the scent trail of blood. Hours or even days may pass as the wounded animal weakens, its strength sapped by venom that thins the blood and lowers blood pressure. The dragon waits, patient as the turning tide, until the prey collapses. Then, with a powerful jaw and flexible throat, it devours its meal, flesh, bone, and all. Komodo dragons are not solitary in their feasting. Drawn by the scent, others gather, giants jostling for position, their scales scraping as they feed in a primal frenzy. This is nature's raw efficiency at work. Nothing is wasted, and every part of the kill sustains the ancient cycle. In the world of the Komodo dragon, the hunt is a slow, inevitable force, an unyielding patience rewarded by survival. Here, on these sun-drenched islands, the dragon's reign continues, a living echo of a time when giants ruled the earth. Beneath the rolling grey waves of the world's coldest seas, a drama unfolds in silence and shadow. Here, in the vast blue wilderness of the Southern Ocean, the orca, often called the killer whale, reigns as the ocean's most formidable predator. Sleek, powerful, and highly intelligent, orcas glide through the frigid water, their black and white forms a haunting contrast against the shifting, blue-lit depths. A seal bobs near the surface, eyes wide and alert. It is a master of its domain, swift and agile among the kelp forests and ice flows. But today, a different kind of hunter is near. Orcas move in coordinated pods, communicating with clicks and whistles that ripple through the water, a language of strategy and intent. From below, a shadow forms. The orcas have spotted their target. They do not rush in blindly. Instead, they circle, assessing, probing the seal's defenses. Some orcas specialize in hunting seals, having learned to read the ice and currents as expertly as any seasoned mariner. The seal seeks safety atop a floating ice floe, but the orcas are undeterred. With synchronized precision, they swim in unison toward the floe, creating a swell of water that rocks the ice, threatening to tip the seal into the frigid sea. This is wave washing, an ingenious hunting technique passed down through generations. The seal clings desperately as the ice tilts and fragments beneath it. Suddenly the seal is in the water. In a blur of bubbles and speed, the orcas close in. Their movements are a ballet of lethal grace, darting, feinting, driving the seal between them. Each orca plays a role. Some block escape routes, others charge from below, while a few hang back ready to intercept. The seal twists and turns using every ounce of its agility, but the pod's teamwork is relentless. At last, the hunt is over. The orcas share their prize, each taking turns in a display of social order and cooperation rarely seen elsewhere in the wild. For the orca pod, the hunt is not just a means of survival, it's a lesson, a tradition, a testament to the power of unity in the heart of the ocean. As the pod disappears into the blue, the sea returns to its quiet rhythm. Yet beneath the surface, the echoes of the hunt linger, a reminder that, in these icy waters, survival is won by wit, teamwork, and the relentless pursuit of life. The ocean's shadow moves on, ever watchful, ever hungry.